lucky. That was a little bit lucky. A biffo. All right. Hey, somebody. Can't see who it is yet. It is somebody. Hey, it's Trevor, Boomerang Girl. What's going on, legends? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me just move this cord. Get out of the way. What is going on, everyone? Trevor, Boomerang Girl, Dylan Milne, Vandal, Rubbish Man. That's a mad name. Did you drive a rubbish truck? That's mad. I remember, right? So when I grew up, one of my friends' dads owns garbage trucks, and he used to have these badges that used to say "Garbos are gorgeous." I don't know if they still make them, but they used to. Hey, Binksy, Commodores, Hursty, Terry, what's going on? Biff, are you looks maxing? Oh, don't even. My God, I swear to God. I don't know. I don't know how I would react if, I just don't know. I think I'd be headbutt maxing. I don't know. Just saying. But I think that whole situation is like, wow. Yeah. I'm almost asleep, but I will enjoy listening to you. Let's go. All right, so a lot of people have been asking me for a long time to put more stuff on my Spotify. So I've added more podcasts to my Spotify today. So if you guys aren't subscribed to my Spotify, my Spotify is still the Chaos Chronicles. All my pages are the Chaos Chronicles, but except my other YouTube is the Chaos Chronicles 2, or the Chaos Chronicles clips. Hey, Commodores! So yeah, I uploaded a few to my 2 or 3, maybe 2, maybe just 2 actually today, but still uploaded 2 podcasts to my Spotify. And yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed to my Spotify, it is the Chaos Chronicles as well on Spotify. No, you don't do that. Digital Crow, what's going on, legend? Matthew Aiken, what's going on, legend? Thank you, Gunhead. Chriso, what's going on, legend? Can teens watch me? Generally not. I mean, if you are 18, but my lives, my videos, every single one of them, they are literally, so there is a thing where you have to pick when you make YouTube videos whether it is made for children or it is not made for children. and my content is most definitely not made for children. Now, parents have had their children on here listening to what not to do, but I wouldn't suggest, if you are a teenager here by yourself, you should probably just keep on going, just because it's like not the place you should be, and there's certain rules and we'd be breaking them. And the truth is, most of the stuff I talk about on here is probably not good for younger ears to hear. Oh, I know why. Bloody Wally. Yeah, no, I know, but like, I definitely don't want to be like, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. Why are you not working? Hoggy, what's going on, legend? Joseph Griffiths, Duka, Mark, Mr. Marley from Holland. What is going on, legends? Right, give me a moment. What is going on here? There's only one way to sort this out. I'm trying to put my music on, and it's like giving me typical. There we go. Oh, is my beautiful Mumsy here? Silly Billy, Paul Tate, Mumsy, Colin, anyone else who I missed, you bloody legends. Who is she you mentioned in the last title? There is absolutely there's no like positive in me giving you the name of the screws that were corrupt. Most of everyone that's done prison there knows who I'm talking about. But I also still gotta, try and, like I always say, there's a fine line between telling a story and telling on someone. I don't mind telling the stories, but I don't want to be telling on people, so. Oh yeah, so got my license back. Got my license back since last time I've been live. Let's go, Biffo! I deserve a clap. I don't care. It seems like, you know, it's such a positive thing for me, and it seems like the positivity was there 3 weeks ago and it was just pulled out from under me, which sucked. It really did. But so tomorrow I have a surprise in store for you, legends. I'm going to turn this down. So before anyone asks me what I'm eating Mrs. Mac's beef, cheese and bacon pies from the supermarket. You can buy 4 packs now. So I don't care what anyone says, the best beef, cheese and bacon pies are Mrs. Mac's from the servo. How fucking good are they? Oi, Matthew Aiken! This will get you a litre of petrol, Biff. Oi, Badoos, thank you. So, you know what? So yesterday, I got my license back yesterday, and the realities of today's fuel prices kicked in really, really quickly. Which is, yeah, crazy. But thank you, Matthew Aiken, you bloody legend. And we might have to park our cars in the garage. Oh, look, here's the truth, right? So, to say I'd never stolen cars or anything that in my criminal career would be a lie, yeah? As a matter of fact, one of the articles, in a different state from this one, I won't say which one, but it said so-and-so beachy area, most prolific car theft caught today. And so they alleged that I was caught in a Bentley. They are alleging that I was caught in a Bentley, a stolen Bentley. And I refuse to confirm nor deny those allegations. But we've spoke about this on a number of times, where I escaped the Australian Federal Police at the Gold Coast Police Station, which was one of the worst things I ever did, to be honest. Took a long time to sort out, and I wish I never did that, to be honest, because like now I have a face card at airports. My face says, this man once escaped custody from an airport. Every time. Doesn't even matter. As a matter of fact, the day that I did take off, turns out I had a face card before that. That's exactly how they got me. I walked into the Gold Coast airport. I was with my son, and they are alleging that I was trying to get on the plane when I was on bail conditions at the time that didn't allow me to leave the state. Now, if I win a pair of tickets that are like 2 tickets and they're in my name, I can't help it that I won it. but the only person that was getting on that plane was my son. And so anyway, they're like, oh, obviously, surely if we check your luggage, there's not going to be any of your clothes in the luggage. I'm like, of course not. My name is Billy Hunt, not Silly. But anyway, I'm sure you get the picture. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was walking through the airport, having the time of my life, and then next thing you know, I just see like all the ducks in a row. It was like the Mighty Ducks. They were in the V. And that V was pointed straight at me. And I remember I did a few rights, a few lefts, just to see if they were like going for me, and they definitely were. And I just said to my son, I said, just keep going, just keep going. You don't need to see this, just keep going. And yeah, so they tried to tell me that I was boarding that plane, and the tickets were in my name, but I won the tickets. There's nothing I can do about it. And so my son, anyway, was almost 17 at the time, so he was allowed to travel by himself anyway. But yeah, they tried to make out like I was doing something illegal. I wasn't. They made it look like I was going to get arrested. I mean, they told me that I was not under arrest, but I am detained. And I was like, all right, fair enough. If you guys don't know the story, I'll just give you a quick rundown on it. So I said, am I free to leave? They said, no, you're not. And I said, all right then, can I please go out the front and have a smoke? Now, keep in mind, at the time, I was still living that bike club life and not living on the right side of the law, so to speak. And so my whole way out, when they said, yeah, you can go out the front for a smoke, but we're coming with you, I was like, all right, no, that's sweet. So the whole way I'm on my phone ordering an Uber to the Coolangatta airport, and I'm watching it. I'm standing there having a smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes at the time. I'm standing there having a cigarette. These guys are standing literally like 5 meters away from me, and I'm like, I pick up my phone. I'm looking at my phone, and the Uber is arriving. I can see the Uber arriving, and I pick up my phone and pretend I'm like, I'm just gonna call my family. They're like, no, you're all right, mate. You're all right. Knowing damn well I just seen the Uber pull up, right? You know, when you order Uber, you see the plates. Anyway, I seen the Uber pull up, and I'm walking. So now, I am now equal with this Uber's back door, yeah? And I'm pretending I'm on the phone. I'm going, yeah, I'm at Coolangatta Airport. I think I'm going to get arrested. Yeah, I don't know. They're not letting me leave. Call the barrister. Yep. And so anyway, the Uber driver's looking at me, and I've gone like this, like 1 second, mate, I'm on the phone. And yeah, I just ran straight for the Uber, dove in the back seat, went boof, reached straight in from my pocket, pulled out a big wad of hundreds, which I had on me. And I was like, listen, bro, if you drive me to fucking Tweed Heads, I will give you this. Plus, I'll give you fucking 5 stars and give you a $5 tip. Are you interested? And he just drove at 100 miles an hour. I remember looking out the back window, and I'm seeing this fucking bang, fucking federal police throwing their hats at the ground. And I'm sitting in there like thinking, this is the best thing that ever happened. I'm like, fuck yeah. I fought the law and I won. No. Yeah, so anyway, fast forward a few months, was the last time I got locked up was when I was going to buy the puppy for my kids. Anyway, I'd left Queensland, was living in Bendigo at the time. We spoke about this last live. And I was arrested, and then I remember going for my first court case, and I remember walking in the courtroom because it was COVID at the time, and it was tally court. And I remember when I walked into the tally court, I look at the TV, and there's like the judge, which was the corrupt judge that was fucking the exact same judge for Desi Freeman's case, and these fucking heads that I was like, fuck, they look familiar, but this looks very official. And it was like the words on the screen was like extradition warrant, and I was like, ooh. And they're like, Anyway, we're fucking blah, blah, blah. And then the corrupt judge was like, no. He goes, he is going to get, because I was charged with firearms charges at the start of these ones. And, of course, I would never have a firearm, so those charges were dropped because there was no DNA or fingerprints. And but anyway, the judge thought that I was going to get a lot more prison time for my offences. Now, keep in mind, like I said, they were alleged that I was caught in a stolen Bentley. Yeah, and anyway, it doesn't even matter now. I've literally told you what airport it was, so you'll pretty much be able to get the gist of where it was. Anyway, it said most prolific car thief of this area, luxury vehicle car thief actually, has been caught. And yeah, which was good because that corrupt judge said, guess what? Now you can't extradite him. You only get one go at it. But yeah, obviously, when I got paroled, I had to get paroled to Queensland. Blah blah blah. It's a whole lot of bureaucratic bullshit. But yeah, here we are today. No crimes hanging over my head. No extradition warrants. And a partridge in a pear tree. I'll tell you about convenient though. Isn't it convenient? The only state that would accept my parole was the same state that was trying to get me extradited. Set up from the start. Coolangatta Airport is the Gold Coast. So Coolangatta and Tweed Heads is like Albury Wodonga. So Coolangatta is the bordering town in Queensland to New South Wales Tweed Head. It's like Albury Wodonga or Echuca Moama, Yarrawonga, fucking what's the other one called? You get the picture. Sorry guys, I have to finish my pie off. I'm a prime example. Oh, where is it, Mum? Where is it, Mum? Is it at the G? Come the Blue Boys. Oh, no worries, Binksy. Don't worry, I'm all over it right now. Yeah, no, I'm a Carlton supporter. I just got back from Miami to Victoria. That's it, Miami. But got a warrant apparently in Queensland. What happens there? I'll tell you something, yeah? Not that I should be telling you this, but I'm going to tell you the answer because you might have kids or whatever. So, yeah, this was for you. I'll say this. Our state laws are not connected, right? So you can be wanted in Victoria and go to New South Wales, no problem. You can be wanted in New South Wales and go to Queensland, no problem. But get this, it gets even stronger if you're wanted in Victoria and you go to Queensland and there's a whole state there blocking you off. That gets stronger. I don't even know how to say that without sounding like I'm promoting crime, because I'm not. But I just told you that because you might have children and, you know, I don't want you to get locked up. But yeah, federal laws, if you have a federal warrant, well, then they are every single statewide, yeah? But like I said, they only get one go at extradition. One go. That's it. So they stuff that up. That's it. They can't have another crack at it 4 years down the track when they've spent 4 years fucking fabricating evidence against you. No, they're not allowed to. You get one go and one go only. Yeah, the ACT is obviously in there as well. But obviously that's surrounded by New South Wales. Double jeopardy. So here's the thing, right? So everyone thinks we don't have such a thing called double jeopardy in Australia, and we actually do. And as a matter of fact, if we didn't have double jeopardy in Australia, characters like Slim Minogue, you know, the bloke that done the Russell Street bombing, he'd be getting tried again. The people that were still alive for the fucking, you know, the Tyre and Air, fucking, what is that street called? Not Hoddle Street. You know what I'm talking about, but anyway, people like that would have been charged. They kept on saying, they did keep on saying, righto, we've just reintroduced the double jeopardy law, but didn't charge any of the people that they said that they were going to charge should they bring back the double jeopardy law. And as a matter of fact, that double jeopardy law is still open, and, you know, Peter McAvoy and all of them fucking creatures never got fucking all convicted sour grapers too, by the way. Can say that. Stephen Duggins, one moment. Had to be stuffing me face. Thank you. As a matter of fact, my 18-year-old son is literally standing sitting now, about 5 meters away from me. Most of you guys met him on mine and Ryder's birthday when we went to Melbourne for my birthday. It was my 43rd. It was my son's 18th. And no, we don't have the birthday on the same day, 2 days apart. I'm the 28th of February. He's the 2nd of March. But you guys know, like my children 100% know the realities of the realities, and um, you know, they've all seen it from angles which, you know, as I often say that I try to live with no regrets. I always say that that's one of the bigger regrets I have in my life, that my kids had to go through what I did. Do you know what I mean? A prison sentence for me, like you are. Do you know what I mean? I tried to have the best fun of my life the whole time. Um, People who are settled in prison don't have bad times and blah blah blah. And yes, people who go to prison for the first time, but when you've already done like fucking, 12 years out of 14 years, like that shit doesn't matter. But here's the truth: when my kids, when my kids said to me when I was in a bike club, and my kids that were all under 18 at the time, had said to me that they wanted to follow in my footsteps and join a bike club. And as a matter of fact, like, it was one of the main reasons because, I had people like say to me, this is what I'll say. I had people say to me, it's not your choice, it's their choice. Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying like, oh, it most definitely is my fucking choice. They aren't even 18 yet, yeah? So, like, I am fucking number one fucking say all and end all in that scenario. You know what I mean? Granted, fair enough, but here's the rules, you know what I mean? You can't be in a bike club and live under my roof, do you know what I mean? That in itself is enough to send me back to prison. Like, you can't be in a bike club and live under my roof, I'm afraid. And you know what? Every single one of my children gets it, understands it, does not want that life. Now, don't get me wrong, like, all of my boys are typical my boys, and, have all had their fair share of drama with bullshit and whatever growing up. They all, quite partial to a scrap growing up because they seen that I was quite partial to a scrap growing up, and they've all adopted that very openly. But like now, they all realise and don't want to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. My eldest son actually. So my eldest son actually got locked up, and he done. I think it was 26 days. I think he done, and he was only 18 at the time, and it was for fighting and shit, and yeah, he said to me, the first thing he said to me was, how did you do 14 years? Like, what the fucking hell, Dad? Like, this is crazy. He goes, and at the time he was only at the police cells. He hadn't even made it to a prison yet. And I said, hang in there, mate. It's about to get gradually more insane as the time goes on. You're going to go from the police cells to the custody centre. Then you're going to go from the custody centre to the MAP. And then you're going to go from the MAP to either Port Phillip or MRC. I said, let's fucking hope and fucking pray that they don't fucking do what they did to your dad and just send you to fucking Port Phillip every time you get locked up because your last name's Hughes like me. And that's exactly what they did every time I got locked up. And so, thankfully they sent him to MRC. As a matter of fact, he was actually locked up with one of his favourite rappers. And so that dude, should I ever run into that man in public or whatever, he's still in prison right now, actually. He got a fairly long sentence, that rapper. But he told my son, he said, listen to your dad knows. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen to your dad knows. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be here. Like, and the best person to tell you is your dad, And I won't say the rapper's name, but I'm sure if you're into like Aussie hip hop or Aussie grime or Aussie trap or whatever you want to call it, this person got a fairly big sentence in Victoria, and he was a fairly big rapper at the time. His songs are in the millions of views, But, And I'm lucky too. I'm lucky that all of my kids listen to me as well. Like, you know, like Ryder, yeah? You've seen Ryder, yeah? He dwarfs me. I'm 5'10", yeah? I'm probably... Look, I am 5 foot... I'm probably 5'9" and a bit with no shoes on. It's probably debatable, but I'm not doing no fucking Wes Watson fucking bullshit here. I don't wear high shoes to make myself look taller. It is what it is. But my fucking son is fucking 6'2", and last time he told me off for telling everyone how much he weighs, but he's fucking big, yeah? He makes me look like a dwarf, and I'm big. Like, I'm a big fella. I'm big set. Like, I've got big shoulders, and like, yeah, he just dwarfs me. Like, he's got my shoulders, and like, yeah, he's very broad. He looks like, you know, like, he looks like, you know, when like, you know, like 22-year-old fucking people come through fucking rugby, like Pacific Islander ones, and they're usually that's just fucking just brick shit houses. He's big, you know, but he's also like very strong as well. But thankfully, you know, he doesn't want to follow in my footsteps, and like I always say, I'm not a preacher. I'm a prime example. And I made that up. I made that saying up, and it's because, like, I really stand by it. You know, I don't want to sit here and go, like, I don't sit here and go, oh, you know, fucking Jason, fucking 316, blah, blah, blah. I don't do that shit, yeah? I don't do religion, blah, blah, blah. You are the fucking owner of your own destiny. Regardless of what some book will try and tell you, you are the owner of your own destiny. And you are the only person who fucking chooses which way your destiny is headed. And although sometimes in life, it seems like, believe me, I am a realist. I always say this, yeah. So often I have arguments with myself because I believe that the whole world is like out to get me. But you know what? All that does, I promise you guys, if you can use that as a superpower, all that does, like, people putting brick walls in me. Like, guys, I'm not even going to tell you, like, the bullshit that I've gone to today, and I haven't even had my license for 24 hours. But you know what I did? I put my fucking big boy pants on, and I said, as much as I want to jump through the phone right now and say, yous aren't fucking doing this shit to me, yeah? I've had my license for under 24 hours, and usually there would be that little voice on my shoulder that's telling me to go, fucking dumb, fucking fuck. But I didn't. I said, listen, I understand what you're saying. Now, you guys know, I told you about this. Someone has nominated me as a driver, and I have amassed some astronomical fucking amount of fucking speeding fines, E-tag fines, everything you can fucking think of that you can do in a car and someone doesn't pay it. Someone has nominated me as a driver. Well, guess what? Fucking backfire. Fucking, oi, this is my fucking 100% fucking fucking switch card. Boof, right there, motherfucker. You fucked with the wrong fucker on that one, bro. You know what the worst thing is, Sean? I trusted you, bro. We've done fucking time together, and you used my kindness. You actually thought that my kindness was a weakness. And how silly of you. How silly of you, Sean, to ever have that in your thought process. But guess what? Guess who had the last laugh? Guess who had the last laugh, Sean? Because guess what? I have never owned a certain car that certain dickheads nominated me as the driver. Not only that, as you guys know, I only got my license back yesterday. So, yeah, impossible for me to be driving around, especially the Frankston area. You guys know I live in country Victoria, but apparently since 2018 until, well, today, I've been amassing all these fines and E-tags and all of this shit, And yeah, well, guess what? Fucking reverse card on you, dickhead. Also, might I say, this is chess, not checkers, motherfucker. Also, you're in check right now. I would advise you in this particular move that you read up on, I don't know, Bobby, someone, I don't know, good chess players, figure out what type of position you're in right now. You're kind of cornered right now. And I've got like, you're cornered by rooks, but you've still got queens and kings on the fucking other side's board, mate. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. But here's the thing. You actually get a bonus because I would never ever snitch on you. Because you are so lucky that I am still so fucking stubborn by that code. And I've had about 5 people tell me today, you could really fuck this bloke's life. Nah, not interested in that. All I want to do is not pay your fines anymore. Not interested in snitching you, mate. Not interested. You did that yourself when you nominated yourself as the nominated driver. You did that yourself, mate. But you're lucky that I only took this up with Fines Victoria, and you're lucky I'm not a snitch and didn't roll on down to the police station and dob you in for fucking, well, I mean, really, let's be real here. Identity fraud, tax fraud, just normal straight out fraud. You would also be guilty of being a fuckhead, first and foremost. But yeah, all it takes is one thing, mate. Statutory declaration. Uno reverse card, that one. I swear to God, if I literally got my license back yesterday, had Vic Roads ringing me back today saying, you're about to lose your license for 8 months. I said, I beg your fucking pardon. No. I literally just went through this hoop and that hoop, went through that hoop and done a fucking backflip and dunked the fucking basketball ring and everything. Specialty, just for you dickheads. I done all that. And you're not taking my license off me because you're the ones who told me that someone else has nominated me as the driver. You obviously know that there's something wrong going on here. So obviously they're saying, no, you need to get a stat deck so we can put the review in and then it will turn it around. I said, but you're the one that told me someone's doing something illegal on my Vic Roads account. What more do you need me to do, you fucking dumb shits? Anyway, get a stat deck saying I've never owned that vehicle. That was all I needed to do. Did I say trump card as well? I don't know. I don't think I did. If we were playing 41 right now, Sean, oi brother, I would have just trumped you. Whatever. Checkmate, trump, bigger man, better person, whatever you want to call it, bro. You're out there swinging off the glass Barbie, running a fucking finance company like a boss. Like, come on, bro. Big boss you are, having to fucking pick serious fucking criminals that have done fucking 10 times more fucking prison in the slot than you have even done real prison time, Sean. You know it. But you decided to take my kindness for a weakness. But not only that, you decided to take me for a fool as well. And unfortunately, Sean, what's the saying? Once bitten, twice shot. I don't know how it goes, something like that. But in my case, it's once bitten. Shame the fuck on you, dickhead. Yeah. My name is Billy Hunter, not silly. Country girls like to line dance. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, I swear to God, I pulled the trump card on that one. Do you know why? Do you know why? It's actually silly because if this person was smart, they had all of my credentials, they could have registered that car in my name. That was the saving grace. That was the absolute 100% saving grace. That never in my life have I ever owned a maroon 2008 VE Commodore station wagon. Never. Never. Now, a few of you guys might remember a few years back when I was on TikTok, I used to drive a VE which was gold, not maroon, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, different registration, obviously, different colour, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, shame on you, you silly dipshit. Yeah, I got it. It's over, I stopped. But it's the truth. Do you know what? If I can't sit here and say that I'm a better man today than I used to be, I'll tell you something. Here's the truth. Many years ago, if I found out that someone had put $20,000 worth of fines and tried to ruin my life, that would have ended up a lot worse for that person, I promise you, because that's how silly this person is. He has to, nominate his address to nominate, and, I have all these details. Now, if this was me 5 years ago, I promise you, I would have already actioned it. Already. But, yeah, that's also something else I can say. I'm proud of myself because I went the right way about it, and here I am today having a laugh about it with you legends. But exactly like my mum said, moving on, let's go. Must be something with the name. Agreed. Anyway, moving on. But I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go to the Brasco momentarily. See that? My PC speaks to me, and just turn the Xbox on by itself, and next thing you know, Call of Duty's sitting there in my face saying, "You're not even good at this, bro. You just play it and prove that you are." But then also my multiple sclerosis is saying if you don't go to the toilet soon, you'll probably have to take 20 minutes longer than you usually do because you might have an accidental. It's one of the joys of having MS. Sometimes you got to run to the toilet. And run I do. Right, I'll be back in a minute, legends. See me new addition that I added? Oh, you probably can't see it. Do you know what? Mum said to me today, I was talking to Mum on the phone, she could see me Kewpie mayonnaise. Because I just had. Anyway, my mum seen the picture up there. Mum goes, "What's that picture?" I said, "It's been hanging there forever. You just don't see it hardly." And I said, "That's actually a carpet. That's actually a rug." But yeah, I couldn't keep it on the floor. That's mad. Alright, I'm back in a minute. Geez, I'll tell you what, William Tell would be proud of me. I can't even tell you, right? Sometimes the urgency when you have a neurodegenerative disorder. I used to say disease, right? But it sounds like sometimes when people hear disease, they think, oh, AIDS, you know. But I have a neurodegenerative. I am disabled, if you will, and sometimes the urgency is very real. And so, anyway, I realised that I ran into the toilet that quick. I didn't close the door. I didn't close the door right, so there was light, and then the door closed. But I'm telling you, the marksmanship is William Tell would be proud. So I mean, like, it is what it is. Oh, I bet. TJ, I absolutely bet, bro. Do you know what? Though? I honestly am very much with the attitude that if you cannot laugh about it, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? You'll never see me crying about it. So if you cannot laugh about it, what can you do? Like, I have an incurable disease. It's a fact. Do you know what I mean? Multiple sclerosis is incurable. I'm yet to see if this medication is to put me into a better place than I am now, but it's a fact. Do you know what I mean? And if you cannot laugh about it, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? If I can't make a little bit of funny light about it, what can I do? You know? Yeah. Oh, JJ's here. I love this song because it's kind of like cross Linkin Park and Disturbed. Brother, what can us brothers do to support? Oh yeah, you're doing it right now, legend, by being here and just being a part of the community, mate. That means the world to me. I know that sometimes people think that, you know, you being here is absolutely all that I need you brothers and sisters to do. Like, literally. It literally pushes me through every single day. Every single day, you guys push me through, you know what I mean? So, that's all I need, homie. Respect. TJ Soul says, I just spent 80 days in hospital and I made the nurses and doctors laugh every day. True? Fuck yeah, legend. Badoos. And yeah, see, and that's what we're like here in our community. You know what I mean? And if you can't laugh in different light, then what can you do? Do you know what I mean? Mickey the Welder says hi from Denali, Victoria. G'day, legend. I know where that is. I said, hello, JJ is here. Hello, JJ is here. Oi, thank you, Gunny. That's it, legends. I'm going to pin this comment here. So if you guys aren't a part of the Discord community yet, so the majority of the absolute legends in the chat right now are all in the Discord most days. So the Discord is like a chat server. You can send videos and pictures, and it's pretty cool. That is the link there if you guys want to join that. Lamb of God, yeah, bro. But yeah, man, I'm old, bro. Yeah, Lamb of God. Yeah. I might look 35, but I'm 43. I'm joking. But you know what else we might do, guys? So many people have asked me if I'd do another ghost hunt. Just one more. Everyone keeps saying, just one more, Biff. Just one more. Heaps of legends on here. Everyone on TikTok keeps on asking me, just please do one more ghost hunt, Biff. You know what? I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do it. I actually at the moment live not too far from one of the best places I've ever been to here in Victoria, and yeah, we might even do that. Just one more ghost hunt. Just got all the equipment just sitting there, and like, you know what I mean? All this K2 meters, like, boy, bro, you fucking use me, and then the fucking spirit box is like, fucking talk to us, we want to talk to you. And then the fucking parapod is doing the same thing. And then the fucking REM pod's doing the same thing. And then my big pink dildos do. I mean, it's not. It's a balloon animal. I remember Frankenbach and their cover. Oh, Frankenbach! My God! What was that song by You know what? You probably just said it. That's it. Don't call me baby. Don't call me baby. Want to come out and cut some wood this weekend, Biffhead? Yeah, you know what? I need to get some wood for the fire, actually. That's a good idea. As long as you know that. Biff, do you look up dandruff human Fortnite game? My God. Has anyone seen that? Do you know what? I've tried to see how much truth is actually to that dandruff story. So if you guys don't know the story, I'll tell you, right? So Dan Druff was a billionaire in the 90s that, well, do you know what? So like, there's as much evidence to say that this is real that it's not real. I will say that much, right? And so anyway, this was the whole thing. So Dan Druff, yes. And what's actually funny about this guy's name, Dan Druff, he was actually bald. So, I mean, but yeah. Anyway, Dan Druff was bald. And so what he did, he told these people that he's going to go and fly them all to his secret island in the Bahamas. And they were all going to go there to play for $1 million. Yet none of them knew what they were playing and gonna do. So apparently what they had to do first is all jump out of the aeroplanes in a parachute, and then if they didn't land on the island, too bad, so sad, dickheads, you got to land on the island. And then when they got to the island, they realised that it was quite literally a real life Fortnite game. So it was every single person against the next person. The last person to survive on the island was to take the $100 million prize. Now, the allegations say this, that there were a group of mercenaries that were picked for the $100 million prize. Now, they all banded together rather than against each other and said they realised that Dan Druff had cameras hidden throughout the whole island and had realised that this guy's probably watching this for his own self-gratification or whatever. And so the allegations are that they banded together because there was guns and shit on the island and fucking and stopped it. Dan Druff. It's a very big story this week, actually. Yeah, it's a little bit way out of my realm, though. Dan Druff looks like one of those people from that family that are all brother and sister and that. Yeah, what are they called, that family in America? They're big. They're like big on social media now. And one of the brothers barks. He can't talk. He talks like a dog. He barks at you. You talk to him and he's like, what are they called, them fuckers? The whites. Yes, them guys. Bless their cotton socks, but I don't think they have socks, if I'm honest. I'm just being honest. Just because I don't think they have socks. That's it, the Whitakers. Yes, not the whites, the Whitakers. Yes, the Whitakers. Yes. Yes, the Whitakers. Damn, I'll tell you what. Shame on the guy who actually started bringing that story to light, because he actually fucking really done him wrong. And there's a lot of stories online if you have a look and just don't watch the Whitaker documentaries and have a look. Like, there's so many phone calls where they're calling, and you got to understand that they are in the backwoods, like backwoods, yeah? Like, they are like way out there, and like, so to be able to contact someone on a phone is a different level of difficulty that we would never understand. But there's so many videos of this family calling up that guy that made the documentaries and saying, oi, basically this, but not in this language. Oi, motherfucker, you just made $250,000 fucking dollars off that video, and you promised us 65% of the video, say, but you've only given us $9,000. What is going on? I am trying to fucking feed 15 inbred children here, and one of them barks like a dog. So I've got to get fucking dry food and fucking pal so chunky you can carve it, all that stuff. They abuse them. They absolutely do. Well, I mean, it's definitely a form of abuse, but they definitely use them. They 100% use them for... do you know what it is? I swear what it is. This is what it is. It's like rage bait. It's rage baiting. And they know they're doing it. They know that you and I are sitting here going, oi, what about this fucking character claiming that he's a fucking documentary filmmaker? They know that it claims that it causes rage, and it's rage bait. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It is 100 million% like an abuse of power. It's an abuse of, like, it is a form of grooming, if you ask me, because like these people are quite literally, they tell you as smart as a first grader. Do you know what I mean? Their intelligence level is no higher than that. So if you ask me, it's also a form of grooming for you to roll into these people's life and tell them, hey, do you know what I mean? You guys have got something special. You guys are special. We're going to put you on TV, make you a squillionaire, and then not do that. Just exploit them. It is quite literally grooming, isn't it? Am I wrong or not? Is it not a form of grooming or not? If you are knowingly much more intelligent than the people that you're making documentaries on and using their stories as a form to fund your fucking life, that is grooming at its best. I don't care what anyone says. Like, that is grooming. I get it. They're all adults, yeah? They are all adults. But at the same time, they are all by their own cost, by the professionals' point of view. They don't have IQs higher than a first grader. So, and mind you, most of them have IQs significantly under that. It's only the older ones that are the smartest, because obviously they just kept on breeding as they had kids and bred them kids with them breed kids. It was actually, I don't want to make a joke of it, but it was like a puppy farm. Do you know what I mean? They had a puppy farm going, but the mum and dad were brother and sister, and then the next lot were brother and sister from a mum and dad that were brother and sister. So then that significantly increased their chances of having a legitimately healthy life, flourishing life, by double. And guess what? They did it again. So there's I think it's 4 levels of inbred in that one household, which is crazy. But they all think it's normal. And you know what? One of them died. It was so weird. One of them died, and the documentarian's where is he? And then Timmy, the brother, is going ruff, 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 but he's telling the dude, because he can't talk, he can't speak one word of English, and but he's telling the documentarian to follow him, and he shows him literally, this is the people's house here, the Whitakers, and then there's a road, and then a vacant lot, and they've just buried one of the brothers right there on the vacant lot. And Timmy, the brother, no one was saying nothing about it, but Timmy, the brother, unearthed it and said, because the documentarian said, where's so-and-so? He was here the last 10 videos, where is he? And then fucking barking Timmy pointed him to the freshly fucking hole in the ground, literally 10 meters from their front door on the other side of the road. Crazy. Ray. You know, it's horrible, and we are all taught growing up. Anyone that's my age or 20 years younger than me, we were all brought up to that sleeping with your sister is not kosher, you know? But in the backwoods of fucking wherever that is, it's very normal. As a matter of fact, it's the commonality there. It's actually rare for people not to do that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. We just literally turned into, hi, welcome to Big Biff's fucking Deliverance. This is my new channel. Yeah, Deliverance. Swill, piggy! Sorry, I had to. I can't help it. You guys know it. I can't help it. As soon as the word deliverance came out of my mouth, I had to fucking, even though that was off Deer Hunter, I can't help it. Whatever. Where is the place you're talking about? So, I don't know where it is. It's in the backwoods of some, like, I think it's in the Appalachians. I think it's in the Appalachians, if I'm correct. Listen, my geography is not the best at the best of times, but like I like to think that I pay attention. But also, I have a very bad memory issue as well. So, although it sounds like I know what I'm talking about when I say the Appalachians, that quite possibly could be so far from the truth it's not funny. You got a pretty... Oh my God. You got a pretty mouth. My God. I swear to God, that was probably the most said line when I used to do rodeos. That was the most said line by every gross fucking cowboy trying to fucking pick up a chick. I say that because it wasn't always chicks. I don't know if you guys have seen Brokeback Mountain. Them guys get down different. Yeah. Oi, Juggy, a bloody legend. Oi, I'll say something, right? I'll say something. So the other day, when I was applying to get my license back, when I was at court, right? So a couple of funny things happened that day. So I had one of the screws from Port Phillip. So what the screws do all the security at Victorian courts, yeah? So one of the screws from Port Phillip actually pulled me aside and said, can you get a photo taken with me, which was quite funny for me. And me, respectfully, absolutely said yes. And but I also seen a couple of people that I knew from Benalla, and they were actually couple of my mates, twin brothers when I was growing up. It was their mum and dad. And I said, do you know what I can remember? Because they used to like have DVDs, like new DVDs all the time, and you used to go around there and they used to like hook you up with mad DVDs and that. And I remember one time I went around there and my mate's like, oi bro, you gotta watch this, it's fucking mad. You know how you used to ride bulls and shit? This is a fucking cowboy movie, you'll love it. Obviously, as soon as he said bull riding, and I don't know if you guys have seen 8 Seconds, it's actually one of my favourite movies. Luke Perry as fucking Lane Frost, the bull rider. It's a true story. Anyway, it's a sad one. Makes me cry in that. But anyway, I was like sold. I was like, Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, sounds like, do you know what I mean? They're up there. They've got sore backs because they're fucking riding fucking rodeo horses and bulls and shit. They got sore backs. That's why they call it Brokeback Mountain. And then no one tells you. There's no warning. There's no warning sign in the movie. There's no warning sign in the movie. Maybe like 5 seconds prior to that, there's a warning sign in the movie. I am quite fucking dull at most times, yeah? And I'm still like, this is seeming a little bit different from what I usually watch at the moment. But I'll see it through. Oh my goodness. My goodness. People say that Heath Ledger played his best role in fucking Batman. I think Jake Gyllenhaal would probably fucking question that. He was putting on a golden fucking globe performance on that day for that role. I will say that. I didn't see that coming. I didn't mean to say that either. I didn't see that in the future. It's what I should have said, actually, there. But yeah. It really threw me off my kilter. What do you mean, did I see him? I just thought they were like two cowboys, like out there, you know, their wives are at home and they're fucking just having a yarn and that. I mean, it got, like I said, it got a little bit weird before I realised it got weird. I was like, I think something's going on here. I don't know. But they told me it was a good movie and it was a cowboy movie, and I was like, do you know what? I remember when we were younger, when my dad would go tell my mum to go hire him some fucking VHSs from Video Easy or fucking Blockbuster Video, and he used to say, get a cowboy. Go get a western, actually, a western. Get a western. Get a western, dear. Love, get a western. And my mum would be like, oi, bro, you've seen every single western that there is 1,000 times. And not only that, your mum and dad have copies of every single western ever made. John Wayne, fucking all of them. Not John Wayne Gacy. But yeah. So I was just trying to fucking like relive the tradition of Western movies. Yeah. When you're not ready for that, which I wasn't. Yeah. So did you know, if your video is going all the way back to the start, if you press on the screen, the little fucking like movie thingy thing will move on the bottom there, and you'll be able to move it all the way to the end. And if you put it all the way to the end, oh, of course you can't hear me right now. That's how fucking dumb I am sometimes. All hope was lost that day, and I tell ya, it really took, like, I actually enjoyed bull riding. I thought it was great. Cowboys getting together, fucking. After that, it was like, you can't be seen in the same place wearing a cowboy hat with another person wearing a cowboy hat. Like, you couldn't do what you do at the end of an AFL game and go, good game, bro, bang, good game, bang, straight up there, get it right up there, fucking Hopawate, fucking third knuckle and everything, get it up there. You couldn't do that. Because, like, boundaries have been met and stuff. Oh, Midnight Cowboy. Oh, fuck. Do you know what? What's it called? Is it Cool Hand Luke? It is, eh? Nah, it's Midnight Cowboy. Which is the one in it with fucking the guy that looked like he should have been a president, but he was an actor. What's his name, that guy? In that cowboy movie. He's young. Comes from Texas. I think he's called, like, fucking City Cowboy or some shit like that. Maybe Midnight Cowboy. I don't know. Midnight Cowboy sounds a little bit Brokeback Mountain-ish, but... Nah, not Drugstore Cowboy. Oi, I was actually telling people about that. Do you know what? I was, when you go to prison for your first time, all the old prison heads fucking live rules and religiously by that movie. And so I remember them all going, oh yeah, fucking this rule, that rule, don't ever leave a hat on your bed. If your fucking hat ever fucking gets blown off your head by the wind and goes rolling down the street, don't ever chase it. It's fucking bad juju. You put your hat on your bed, bad juju. And it's called Drugstore Cowboys because they used to rob drugstores. It's actually got that guy that looked like Ben Affleck did before Ben Affleck did. Fucking that guy. He's like a 1980s, late and early 90s villain and heartthrob. Matt Dillon. That's him. Matt Dillon. Oi, how much does that sound like Matt Damon? Matt Damon. Oh, JJ even said it. I bet you're in her head exactly like I just said it too. Oi, thank you, Karen Sherlock, you bloody legend. Got me license back. I'm so stoked. But in typical Biff fashion, they have already tried to take it back me. But don't worry. Don't worry. I checkmate. Mofos. Checkmate. Midnight Cowboy is John Voight. Yes, that's the guy, John Voight. John Voight looked like he should have been the American president. I don't care what anyone says. I can't look at John Voight and not see an American president. Also, I cannot see any movie with Chris Christopherson in it and not see him as Chris Christopherson, the singer. Do you know what I mean? I see Chris Christopherson as the singer. Yet, in his older days, he was a badass actor. I remember my dad, yeah, because we're Norwegian, yeah? So, obviously, Chris Christopherson, you guys do the math, right? It's a very Scandinavian name, anyway. Anyway, I remember my dad saying when I was younger, Chris Christopherson this, Chris Christopherson that. And then I remember him like in, he was in Blade, obviously named my first son Blade. Not because of that. Everyone says to me, did you name your son after, like, the movie Blade? I'm like, of course not. So my son's name and my name actually means the same thing in Scandinavian. Well, Norwegian specifically. Means the same thing. Has the same meaning. My name and Blade's name has the same meaning. And then everyone said to me, did you name Ryder after Ryder from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? And I said, no, I didn't. I actually didn't. And so even Ryder's mum thought that that's where I got the name from, but I didn't. It actually came long before that. So in the movie Blood In, Blood Out, where the leader of the Aryan Brotherhood's name is Ryder, right? With a Y. And I remember, for no other reason than like that, I remember thinking at the time, that is a fucking cool name. And I'd never heard it before. I'd never heard anyone be called it. And then I remember on Phelim, the movie with John Travolta, where it's Phelim 316 or something like that. So his name in that is Ryder with a Y too. And he emphasizes in that movie with a fucking Y. Yeah, that just nailed it home for me. I was like, I'd never heard that name before. And then I swear to God, I was the first person out of anyone I know to name my children Blade, Bailey, Ryder, Cooper. And then I swear to God, all of my friends started like stealing my kids' names. I was like, what the fuck? Now you've got kids the same name as me, mofo. I had the name first. Yeah. I've got like 3 different mates that name their kids Blade, and probably more than that name their kids Ryder. So Ryder doesn't have a middle name. Ryder has 1 first name, 2 first names, and a last name. Ryder's first name is Ryder Jackson. That is his name. Ryder-Jackson. That is his name. And yeah, people get it mixed up because they think that's his middle name. Well, my son doesn't have a middle name. He has a fucking first name that is that awesome. He doesn't need a middle name. That's how I roll. Yep. So I've got all of my kids' names tattooed on me, right? So I've got Blade and Bailey tattooed on my wrists because they were my first children. And as you guys know, my whole neck is a Cooper piece. So the back of it is like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you're not going to be able to see it with my hoodie on. But anyway, I've got Cooper. My whole neck piece is like dedicated to Cooper, my son that passed away. And then I've got Ryder there on my hand, Ryder. And then I've got Caden there, right? So Caden, you're probably thinking, what the fuck? So Caden is Ryder's older brother, yeah? And so when I met Ryder's mother, Ryder's older brother didn't have a father. He was abandoned by his father, and literally one day, like, I'd been with the mother for probably 18 months, and he literally just said to me one day, he's like, can I call you dad? And he was about 5 at the time, and I'd been with the mum for a couple of years now, and I was like, listen, you probably should ask your mum that. Like, I don't want to say, like, obviously it was so hard for me. I wanted to say, yeah, of course you can, little buddy, high five, booze, you know. But I was like, I had to run it by mum first, you know. And like, she started crying. She's like, oh my God. And he's like, they're going, mum, like, don't cry. I want to call him dad. And she's like, I'm crying because I'm happy. So anyway, he called me dad. And then, so yeah, obviously, he was someone who was a big part of my life when he was growing up. And so he got a tattoo as well. So yeah, and then so, you know, obviously he can remember a lot from like, because he's like 5-6 years older than Ryder. He can remember so much as well, you know, and you know, he actually let me know that, you know, he's gotten to a part in his a place in his life where he wants to just explore and, you know, maybe find out who his real dad is. And I was like, oi dude, fucking bush, Bluetooth it, whatever, man. Like, fucking, hey, but if you ever need me, I'm always here, you know. You go fucking do you, buddy, and I support you all the way. And yeah, that's just how I roll. Oi, Willie Nelson is a legend. You know what? I'm not even going to lie. So when the first drive I went on, you can almost guarantee it that the only song playing in my head was On the Road Again. I can't wait to get on the road again. Drinking whiskey with my friends. I can't wait to get back on the road again. Have you seen that thing where that guy's talking to that really stoned guy and he's like, can you please finish these lyrics? He's like, on the road again. And the dude's like, on the way back home on the road again. It's really funny. You don't have any friends? Nah, do you know what? You are or never will be any one of them. Yeah, so I have made it my mission in life, especially the last 5 years, to have no friends. So guess what? In the fucking words of Charlie Sheen, winning in that decision. Yeah. Do you know the song, Here Stands the Glass? I don't know, but I feel like I know what that song's about. And I feel like I know that song is about fighting at the bar. You know the old rule? I don't know if you guys know this rule. There's an old rule, an old Aussie legend, that if you have, this is what you do, right? This is what you had to do. I'll show you. I'll drink the rest of me drink, and then... No, I won't, actually. And then if you went, boof, and put your cup upside down. It's one of the first lessons my dad taught me when I was 18, actually. Was about that rule. That if you do that, you scull your drink, you turn it upside down on the bar, it basically means that fucking it's about to be on. Although I only seen that a couple of times in my life, it was very early days, and like I would imagine, right, that if you did that today, there'd be a fucking certain age group not too far behind with a fucking tea towel and a fucking new glass, wiping it up, going, "Oh, sorry, sir." Do you know what I mean? There wouldn't be any second thought. Whereas back in the day, if you used to do that, the pub would have went, ping. Rawr. Still going strong. 58 cents a pot. Do you know what? Anyone watched Rona Wallace? Why do I know that name? Have you guys, is anyone, I know most of the people in this chat love true crime and stuff, Australia. Have you guys ever heard of the name Rona Heeney? Rona Heeney. She is a female serial killer, they say. And at one stage, one of my mates actually lived right next door to Rona when she got out on parole. And that was a very fucking eerie experience. Because let me tell you something, like, you could tell that that person would literally knife you in the back if you weren't looking. Like, she was fucking screws loose. But like, here's the truth, we didn't help, right? Because like, it all started, right? She was the one who brought it up. It was all over fucking us having a party one day. We're fucking like young men. We're like 19, 20, 21 years old. It's a fucking bachelor's pad. She's just managed to get paroled right next door. And then she one day came outside and she's like, "Do you know who I fucking am? Keep the fucking music down." And I was like, "Who are ya? Who are you, lady? No, don't go back inside. Who are ya? Don't do that. Who are ya?" She goes, "I'm Rona fucking Heeney." She goes, "Google me." And I was like, "What the fuck? No one's ever heard of you, you fucking crazy old bitch. Go back in your house." And then when we went back into our house, I Googled Rona Heeney. And I was like, "Oh, damn. Oh, shit, that is her too. Holy fuck. That fucking crazy bitch hanging over the fence is going to kill us all tonight. What the fuck?" Yeah, Rona Heeney lived right next door. Fuck, she hated us too. She actually, I think they moved her because, like, it was dead set, like, yeah, she was letting us know that she was a serial killer and not to mess with her. And this was like my whole group of mates that were like people that probably shouldn't be messed with anyway. And so, you know, people were going like, you know, showing her. And, you know, if it was like back in Western days, there would have been this sound when you do that movement. So yeah, Rona Heeney got a reality check, you know, don't threaten us that you're gonna fucking murder us, you fucking crazy woman. But anyway, yeah, she moved on, old Rona. But yeah, she was a barrel of laughs. We tried to get her over so many times. We'd be like sitting there at the back and my mate had like this fucking homemade fucking pig on a spit, which was the best homemade one I've ever seen. It was ran by a fucking DeWalt drill. And it was literally had this bracket that he literally just sat his drill in, and he had a tent pole, which is fucking carbon fiber, which doesn't catch on fiber, and yeah, and it was just the best fucking rotisserie made out of a 44-gallon drum. Power drill powered. It was the fucking best. And so we'd be just there having a fucking pig on the spit. I know that sounds bad, but like I mean an actual pig on the spit. And old Rona would pop her head over the fucking the fucking fence, going, "Oh, you C words ever gonna fucking," and I'd be like, "Oi, Rona, seriously, surely you got a beer in the fridge, yeah? You're a fucking 1980s serial killer. You have got a Vic bitter or a fucking Melbourne fucking lager in the fucking fridge for sure." And yeah, she was never the party kind. I don't know. The people that she healed, she did say, I think she hated men for a reason. Once you do a little bit of digging, but yeah, I was Foster's Lager. That's it. Or Melbourne. The red or the blue cans were big back when I was young. I remember red, blue, or green cans. Now people say this, right? Oh, the UK think we all drink fucking Fosters. The fucking Americans all think we drink Fosters. Well, I'll tell you something. In the fucking 1980s, people drank this, right? It was this and this only. VB, Melbourne, or fucking Fosters. And that was it in the 80s. And you can guarantee it that the majority of the time, it was a fucking Tawley, or what do we call them down here, fucking Mexico, long neck. It was a long neck with a fucking brown paper bag over it. That was very common back in the day. People think it's like, you know, if you guys watch fucking, remember Ferret and fucking, from Full Frontal, the like punk fucking dudes, the chick, and she's like, "Oh, I said pet, I said love, I said pet. Thank you for ruining 1993 for me." Remember? It was Magnus Avansky and whatever the guy's name was, but they called him Ferret. And he had a t-shirt that went up to here. He was like a punk, like a 1980s punk. And even Magnus Avansky had feathers. I know this because I was a punk in my time, and I know that the girls call their fucking long bits at the front, at the back, feathers, and she even had the feathers and fucking, it was pretty cool. Do you know what? There's actually, so there is like episodes where Ferret and Magna went to H Division, they call it, and yeah, oh, they were fucking cool. I'll tell you what, you could never get away with comedy that you used to get away with in the 80s and early 90s. Like Full Frontal, Fast Forward, Jim Owen, fucking all of that shit was next level shit that was right over most. I remember I used to watch it as a kid and I had no idea. I just knew that everyone else in my family was laughing at that, so that was funny. But now that I look back, and you know what's actually even funny is I've been on 2 of them shows I just mentioned. So, well, maybe I've been on 3 of them, Full Frontal, Fast Forward, and Jim Owen. I've been on all 3 of them shows. So, true story, when I was on Jim Owen, do you know what? This is like when I did acting, right? So, a lot of people go, what the fuck? This guy was an actor? Yeah. So, I did acting until I was 13 years old. I did it from grade 5, I was like 9, till I was 13 years old. And I did multiple shows, Blue Healers, Country Practice, Full Frontal, Law of the Land, Genie Down Under, Jim Owen, Just Jeans, Full Frontal, Fast Forward. I was on heaps of shit, yeah? My fucking portfolio is like that thick. I was on so much shit. And every single part that I got, I swear to God, every single part that I even auditioned for, not one of them was not a naughty kid, right? I was your typical looking like, my hair doesn't look red, yeah? But I swear to God, you see me out in the sun, I am sparkling. I am out there, my fucking hair's fucking sparkling in the sun. Same with me ginger springs. Same. Doesn't look it, but it is. For some reason it gets darker when you get older. Like you'd think I'd be grey by now because it's going brown, but whatever. I've just got these like fucking Paulie from Sopranos white lines here. I did say that I look like Mr. Sheffield from The Nanny before, but someone pointed out it's much better to say you look like Paulie from The Sopranos. So yeah, I look like Paulie from The Sopranos with like 5 grey hairs. But other than that, I think I'm doing alright. That's true, the Sharpie dance was cool. Oh, you know what? I can't remember it, but yeah, I remember the fucking... I remember it. I can't remember it, yeah? So, my dad was a part of, yeah, so much stuff. And I was bared witness to so much things that children shouldn't see. And the Sharpie dance is one thing that you can't forget. And I promise you, when you see Magnus Savansky fucking attempt it, it is the fucking absolute comedy gold. Do you know what? If those people only realised what superpower they had, like Magnus Savansky, let's all be honest here, yeah? We have all grown up listening to Magnus Savansky at least as the fucking lady off Kath and Kim, yeah? Funny as fuck. Funny as, always like very fucking like I don't know what you call it, like left fucking jab fucking humour that you couldn't get away with saying unless you were someone like Magnus Savansky. You can very say stuff like off the cuff if you are Magnus Savansky. Whereas if I fucking jumped on there and said, oh, but this and this, people would be like, oh, you're fucking racist, oh, you're fucking sexually biased, and fucking I am none of the above. But yeah, people would point fingers at me. But yeah, people like that can get away with it. I'll tell you why. Because people like that, you never see them as a threat. You never see them as a threat. This is when people take comedy and stuff like that as a threat instead of comedy, is when it feels like it's directed at you, like not off cuff, but like it's like a left hand fucking like, I'm saying this because I know I can get away with it, where Magnus Savansky was different, you know. I actually rate Magnus Savansky's comedy back in the day and all of them originals. Do you know what? Eric Bana, who played the absolute best, one of his best parts of his life, very arguably, I would say it's his best role in Chopper. Obviously, yes, he was fucking, you know, he was Bruce Banner as well. But yeah, he played a lot of parts, but yeah, he done really well with Chopper. Also, like, I feel like, you know, some of the stuff that's said and done in that movie, if it wasn't said in jest by Chopper Reed or Eric Bana, it would be taken so much further. Like, Chopper Reed is the only movie where you can see someone headbutt their mother-in-law and people will laugh at it, and still laugh at it today in 2026. And I'm so glad, because it's just comedy gold. It is absolute. Whoever fucking was the screenwriter for that movie is a fucking genius, because they use Chopper Reed's smart wit, very quick comedy fucking humour, mix that in with like Eric Bana's character acting skills, and like it was never ever going to be anything than what it was. And like, you know, so I know so much about that movie. So did you know that like Eric Bana actually he actually put like 20 kilos on for that movie, and he literally, his training was eating like hamburgers and fucking like, but not like from Macca's, like fish and chip shops. Like Eric Bana is fucking very much a fucking, I'm pretty sure he's Greek, maybe. But yeah, like he's very much like, well, he's at least European from that part of the world where they eat like that. Oi, I'm telling you, that is comedy gold. It's absolute comedy gold. Hello, no, Chazzy. Oh, I don't want to go to fucking bed. I don't want to go to fucking bed. Not fucking you. Oh, yeah, fucking Shazzy, yeah, fucking, oh, yeah. On your Shazzy. Old fucking, Jimmy Luffman's there going, good on you, Shazzy. Not, not Shazzy, good on ya. No, Fred. I'll tell you something, yeah? So quite possibly Chopper's best mate, who was Frankie Wagghorn, one of my good mates before he passed away. True story, he actually died at my girlfriend's joint. Frankie Wagghorn, that is, not Chopper. But Frankie's wife, very often in the live chat here, she doesn't chat very often, but you know, I've got so many funny stories about Chopper, but they're all very much the same, you know. And Chopper was very much the person who you imagine him to be, but just not as much dramatized, yeah. So Eric Banner really dramatized the character, but he really based that character that he dramatized off legitimate Chopper Read. And like, I remember when I met Chopper for the first time, Frank's like, "Oi, we're going to fucking Collingwood today." I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet as." He's like, "But fucking, oi, Mark's gonna be there," and I was like, "Who?" He's like, "Don't worry, you'll see when you get there." He calls him Mark, not Chopper. And I was like, "Fuck, who's this fucking Mark bloke they're talking about?" And I walk in the door and no shit, it's fucking Chopper Read. And he was so happy to see me, like, he thought I was like Frankie's little protege, you know, and he just thought I was the fucking duck's nuts. As a matter of fact, he grabbed me, he goes, "Come for a walk." And he took me down to around the corner. I was in Collingwood. If you know, you know, yeah, I'm not going to say names, but if you know, you know, right? So I was in Collingwood. He goes, "Right, I would just walk around the corner to the Bendigo pub, yeah? The pub in Collingwood's called the Bendigo, right?" And so Chopper Read's merchandise store was joined onto that pub. And so he goes, "Yeah, come, mate." He goes, "Fuck, man, you're a good fucking young fella. Come. And I was like, all right. But I'm always on the back foot, yeah? Like, people are like, come with me, you know? Like, yeah, I'm very fucking hard to trust people when they're trying to get me to go places I don't know where I'm going. And the untrustworthiness was very unwarranted because he took me straight into his fucking merchandise store. He goes, pick any picture. Pick any picture on the wall. And there was this big one that's like, it's a big one. It's still at my mate Grant's house, right? And I haven't seen Grant since I got out of my big 9-year sentence. But it's there. And so it says, "To Biff, stick fat, stay staunch, never plead guilty, love Uncle Chop Chop." And I was like, I literally cherished that thing. Like, I was like, yeah, I really cherished it, you know. And then like I ended up meeting him a lot of times. It was actually quite funny. I became like first name basis with the guy, and fucking he's a funny guy. And I tell this story all the time too because it was just funny. I remember the second time I met him, right, at the same house in Collingwood. Now this is old terrace houses, yeah. And so anyway, I remember, like, I didn't hear it, but everyone else heard it because it's obviously a commonality. But next thing you know, we're all just sitting around there fucking chin wagging, having a couple of beers, this, that, whatever, yeah? And anyway, next thing you know, fucking Chopper takes a fucking run and dive for the dives for the fucking back door and he's out the back door and he's like, "Fucking, I'm not here. I thought the cops were coming the way he fucking took off and ran, yeah? What was so funny about that is it was his missus, so his wife, Margaret, and their son. driving in their fucking, I believe it was an LTD, yeah, and it had like a fucking sunroof in it, and like so, Chopper's missus, his wife, is driving the car, and Chopper's son, fucking Charlie, is fucking out. He's standing on the fucking the console, and he's standing out the roof, driving up this street in Collingwood, yelling out, "Chopper, Chopper, Chopper!" Right? I swear to God, this is how they used to get him home, right? Because he knew as soon as fucking Margaret started fucking driving around with fucking Charlie hanging out of the roof, he knew it was time to come home. And Chopper was not arguing with that woman, yeah? But many times he'd be like, "I'm not here. If she comes here, I'm not here." But the first time I seen that, I remember it was fucking like, this is a memory that will never be gone from my mind. And like, in my mind, like the guy was already somewhat of a hero, but not because of the movie, but because I knew about the stuff that he did in prison, and like the dude was respected and feared for a reason. And like, I remember like thinking like, here is in my, and do you know what? Chopper Reed is so much bigger than the fucking camera in the movie anyone does him justice. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". He's a fucking big dude, yeah? And very heavy set as well. He is so much bigger than I ever would have thought he would have to been. And you know what? I can see now why he was such a fucking menace in prison, because the dude is so big. He is so big. He's such a big dude. He very, very, like, Eric Bana took off his walk fucking perfectly. He's pigeon-toed, right? So Chopper was pigeon-toed. And the way he walked was like, if anyone knows anyone that done prison at fucking Pentridge, it was a walk that they all did, yeah? But he had pigeon toes. So I always often say that my son Ryder has picked up my walk, and if anyone can do it like exactly like I do it, it's my youngest son, yeah? But like, Chopper's walk, the way that Eric Bana played that in the movie is bang on the money, because that's exactly how he walked, and he stamped his heels down on the ground too. Like every step was a pronounced step, you know what I mean? And yeah, what a fucking legend he was. And I was glad I got to meet him. Unfortunately, fucking Chopper and Frank both died while I was doing my 9-year sentence. Like I said, Frank actually died at my girlfriend's house. Yeah, and obviously Chopper died maybe 18 months after Frank did, and yeah, it was brutal, man. Do you know it was fucked up too, because like they'd done all the specials about him on the news and that, and I felt like, yeah, it was just fucked up to see, because it was like, oh, you know what I mean? And like, here's the truth, like, Frank deserved his own fucking documentary as well. Like, that fucking guy was, you know, in all of Chopper's books, right, they say about Frankie Wagghorn, yeah? They say that he had a fucking hit that could drop a raging rhino. And that's the truth. I'll tell you something about that man, yeah? So I'm always get told that I have big forearms, yeah? And I do have pretty big fucking forearms. But anyway, so anyway, I'll tell you something. The biggest forearms I seen was Frankie Wagghorn's. He had fucking arms like fucking Popeye. See, like, I've got, like, you can see the muscle definition in my forearms, but, like, I'm telling you, his forearms were like fucking pistons. And, like, the dude was 57 when he died, and I'm telling you, there wouldn't be one person, like, that would openly take on Frank in a prison scenario without a shank, and it wouldn't even matter. So many people said that they were going to get Frank, and he fucked them up, yeah, with his bare hands. Never carried a shank in prison, nothing, Frank. He was just like the bare fucking knuckle bandit. He was a legitimate pugilist. If you guys don't know what that means, it is, do you know what I mean? He was the epitome of the word pugilist. He fucking lived for battering people's brains in with his bare hands. Yeah. saw the tats at the Burvale last year. The middle, Furniture Gully, the Burvale, all the great local venues, southeast suburbs. So yeah, my dad's best mate used to be the bouncer at a lot of those. Dave Russell. He was. I know a lot of the boxing legends in the chat that like boxing know who Dave Russell is. My dad was actually engaged to his sister before my mum. Yeah, he was a big part of our lives growing up. I've actually got a fair few photos. I actually want to find him because I've got the photo of his belt. At the time, him and my dad were working at the same place, which was called BFI in Dandenong, and they used to do truck drags there every year, and the Bandag Bullet used to come. I remember it. The Bandag Bullet was like this truck that almost done monos. But yeah, Dave Russell was there, one of the best boxers. He was the reason I never went back to jail. Dave Russell, oh yeah, mad. Old friend of ours. Oh yeah, mad. So yeah, like I know the family well. His brother Anthony, you know, like my dad was married, engaged to his sister. I used to go to the gym a little bit. My cousin actually trained and became Australian champion under Dave Russell from Dave Russell's gym in Ringwood. Yeah, all Hughes boys. So all Hughes boys did boxing, yeah, on some scope or level. It's not even, you can't be a Hughes boy in my family and not do boxing. It's like, this is a part of your DNA, son, and this is what you will do. And we all do it, and we all did it. And yeah. The jet turbine truck, that's it. The Bandag Bullet, bro. That's the one. That's the one. Gunny. So that used to be my dad's work. They used to have that there every year, and they used to race it at Sandown Racetrack as well, which was just up the road in Sandown from Dandenong, you know. Yeah, so my dad and his whole family are from there. My family, the Hugheses, are all from Furniture Gully. My dad's cousin Muscles, Harry, they're all very big names over in Furniture Gully. As a matter of fact, if you are from the Furniture Gully and you know Muscles and Harry, they are my fucking family. And yeah, so yeah, we are very big over there in that part of the world too. Montrose, Furniture Gully, fucking yeah. But we also have, so I have a lot of cousins and that are Ericssons and Harsteds as well, which is our Norwegian side as well. So my grandmother's maiden name is Ericsson. Obviously, my name is Leif. My grandmother's maiden name is Ericsson, and we solemnly believe that we are descendants of Leif Ericsson, Eric the Red. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of my dad's cousins aren't Hugheses as well, but he's got Harsteds and Ericssons, all from Montrose, Furniture Gully, Upper Furniture Gully, yeah, Lilydale, all their areas, like pretty big. Fuck, man, that's been ages since I studied, actually. So, true story. If you are, so my dad and his brothers got done for armed robbery on the Furniture Gully Bank, and here's the truth: they weren't even robbing the joint. So what happened is they were kicking the footy. The football went up onto the fucking roof of the bank in Furniture Gully, and my dad and two of his brothers went up there. While the other brothers, my dad's got 9 brothers actually, one sister, and so like 3 brothers went up there. The rest of the brothers waited downstairs, and then the cops come because the alarms went off because they were walking on the bank roof, and the because of our last name, they just assumed that my dad and his brothers were robbing the bank, and fucking, yeah, one thing led to another, and fucking, you know, my dad and his brothers were nearly shot, actually, and they were only fucking, most of them were teenagers, the rest of them were in their early 20s. Yeah. Oi, the bullet could do a burnout 2 times around Oran Park. It's a blue, it's tyres, it's a weapon. Oi, 100%. The Bandag bullet, I remember it. And it was like nothing you've ever seen before. If you'd never seen a truck, I'll tell you what though, later years I've seen trucks do burnouts. Obviously you can do all these fucking shit to your trucks now to make them a lot faster than they're supposed to go, which is quite dangerous. But anyway, it is what it is. Trucks make Australia go around. But anyway, yeah, man, you've never seen anything that big move that fast. It is actually quite weird to see something that big. And so for reference sake, and to give you guys a mind picture here of how big the Bandag bullet was. So I believe the Bandag bullet was a Peterbilt. Look, it might have been a Western Star, but something's telling me it was a Peterbilt. So I'm talking like an old fucking, like, cab over, fucking bunk back, fucking Peterbilt or Western Star. But I'm pretty sure it was a Peterbilt, yeah? Oh, no, it wasn't. It was a Mack. It was a fucking Mack. It was a Mack. It was a Mack. I remember. It was a Mack. It was a Mack. But it had a jet engine. It actually had a real jet engine out of like a Harrier jet or something like that. Not a Harrier jet. Maybe like a 1956 fucking jet or something. But it had a jet engine. And this thing used to win drag races. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually have a look. Oi, night, Karen. It's all right, legend. I'm actually jumping off now anyway. So, yeah, thank you guys for another awesome live. Smashed it out, another 2 hours. Yeah, another awesome live. Sorry I was 15 minutes late tonight. But here I am, and there I was. But, yeah, like I said, guys, surprise tomorrow. Surprise. I'm not even giving any hints. I'll tell you what. I'll be on for 2 more minutes for people to write on the chat there where they think I'm going to be going tomorrow. Oh, no worries. I thoroughly enjoy myself too, guys. I actually really do enjoy these lives, and I look forward to it. Stop vaping. I know. But my vape's got a dragon on it. If you guys seen Step Brothers, that almost makes it okay to vape just because I can call myself Dragon. Do you know what I mean? That is like, you know what I mean? Did you touch my drums? No. Why are you sweating? I was watching Cops. Do you want to make? Do you guys want to have a quick laugh before I go? Do you want to know what I go to sleep? I can't sleep after spending so many years in prison. I can't sleep without some type of noise, yeah? Be it a fan, so like white noise, or something like from the TV playing in the background, right? So I swear to God, ask JJ, she'll tell you, when it's sleep time in my joint and I put YouTube on, it doesn't matter what you put on first, it will automatically go to Cops. Straight after that, I go to sleep to Cops. People getting arrested. It's really ironic and uncanny if you think about it. I used to go to sleep in prisons because I got arrested. Now I go to sleep because it helps me get to sleep to hear people get arrested. That's a little bit morbid actually, but anyway, it's my white noise. I like it. JJ JJ hates it, but guess what? This is my house. But yeah, she hates it. But yeah, it is what I do. I listen to cops, and do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because when I was in prison, they used to have, like, remember when they used to have, I don't know, they probably still do, 7 mate, 7-2, fucking 7 fucking dingbat. I don't know, they had heaps of channels for each one. And like, I remember, so like 7-2 used to be, right? When 7-2 first came out, you could watch Home and Away. Not that I know, a friend told me, obviously. You could watch Home and Away, or miss Home and Away rather, on Monday night and watch it on Tuesday night on 7-2. That's how good it was when free-to-air TV first came out. And then it was like 7 mate. It was should I, don't know what I mean? You got fucking $1 million fucking minutes on there. Well, that's 9 now. And then you got Grant Denyer doing something else. I don't know. Grant Denyer done everything in the early 2000s. Even drugs. Can you even say that? I don't know. But he did. At least he came out and was a little bit open about the truth of him being a drug user on I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. But I will say, from somebody that knows from first-hand truth, that he wasn't telling whole truths that night. He said that he had a opiate addiction. And here's the truth, yeah? I'm not here to fucking point out anyone else's addiction. So I just said that he wasn't telling the truth that night. But yeah, good on him for coming out and saying that he was an addict anyway, because I imagine how hard that would be. He was Australia's favourite son at the time. I don't know if you guys remember how Grant Denyer started, but yeah, he's actually quite lucky. Yeah, old Grant Denyer. Good on him. Good on him. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. Remember Rage? You know what? Tomorrow, Old Beechworth Jail. Oh, you know what? That will be somewhere in the near future, Boomerang. Remember I said earlier, everyone's been asking me to do one more ghost hunt. Just one more ghost hunt. Just do it. One more. And I stopped doing it. Do you know why I actually stopped doing it? Because I was the first person doing it here, doing live ghost hunts in Australia. And then fucking Spandex fucking started doing it as well and claiming he was the first person to do it. And I was like, you most definitely weren't my bald bearded friend that looks like Patrick from fucking Guess Who. Oh my God, I've just realised that my whole life I've been looking at Spanion and thinking, who does he look like? He looks like fucking Patrick from Guess Who. Oh my God. I've just fucking solved the fucking internet's conundrum. We all feel like we've seen fucking Spanion somewhere before. I'm not talking about it, the fucking lights, fucking squeegee and windows. I think he was Patrick from Guess Who. Bald head, facial hair. Except Patrick's got red hair. Yeah, Spanion used to look like Spanion. Now he looks like a Pacific Islander. I don't even know how he did that. He came out, but you know what? So Conor McGregor was actually able to pull that look off too somehow. Somehow, Conor McGregor fought fucking Justin Poirier and fucking broke his leg. Or was that? Yeah. And then next thing you know, it's like Conor McGregor looking like a fucking Roman warrior. And then it's Conor McGregor from the new, what's that movie that was Patrick Swayze? And like Patrick Swayze at the end goes, and pulls the dude's throat out. It's the best movie of the 80s. Roadhouse. I don't know what happened to Connor. Like Connor and Spanion managed to be able to, I don't know. I think they might be going for 501 deportee status or something. I don't know. No disrespect to my legends that got deported on 501 deportee status. I don't know what he's done there. Yeah. Hobo survival. You know you're right. You know you're so right. It is definitely jungle juice. And by that I mean cocaine. But in all seriousness, I got nothing but respect for my other prison creators. The ones that actually have been to prison, that is. Yeah, I mean, what else can I do but... Look at that, bro! What is that? Cuz... Sorry, you know I love you, spandex. Oh, the Hampton Park crew gets a mention in the chat. No one even seen it. You wouldn't know unless you lived in Cranbourne or something like that, like I did. Oh, the Hampton Park boys. I can tell you something. Growing up in Cranbourne, that was a guaranteed fight every single weekend, no matter where you went. Did not matter. If it was anywhere in southeast Melbourne, you would run into some of the HP boys, not the band, but the reason the band is called HP Boys is because of all the people from Hampton Park. We used to punch on with them. We used to punch on with the Helen boys. We used to punch on with the Dandenong boys, Clayton. As a matter of fact, so one day we had the Cambo Clowns come down to Cranbourne. The Cambo Clowns were a Cambodian Asian gang that were around the same time as NIP. NIP was called Nips in Power. I'm not being racist. That was the name of their gang, yeah? And so they were both warring factions. One was Cambodian. If you guys know geography a little bit like I do, you know that Cambodia is right next to fucking Vietnam and they fucking hate each other since the Vietnam War. And anyway, they had each other in Australia too. But the Cambo Clowns, were crazy. Yeah, they came down one night and they said that they were going to chop us all up and put us under the floorboards, which was big words for back in the day. Now, I remember, I've told this story, yeah? We rocked up to that party. We heard that they were running a party in Hallam. And so we rocked up with 72 people. 72 people we rocked up to that party with. Now, we had 13 cars and like 4 or 5 vans. It's crazy. Rocked up. End of story. Moving on. I was going to bed. All right, legends. I am out of here. Thank you, guys. Absolute legends. Yeah, they were crazy times, actually. Growing up in Cranbourne when Hampton Park was right next door, and yeah, it was crazy times. I lived in Marinda Park in Cranbourne too, by the way. I wasn't a Cranny boy, I was a Marinda Park boy. And so we were hated the most out of all of us because Marinda Park was where most of the housing commission houses were and fucking blah, 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 blah. And yeah, my crew was hated the most because, well, we didn't care. But I promise you, HP boys, the Aussie rap crew, got their name because of the Hampton Park, the HP boys that we used to fight with. We were MPB, Marinda Park boys. As a matter of fact, if you go to Marinda Park in Cranbourne, you can still see MPB written on some of the fences and stuff there. Wouldn't know nothing about that though. But all right, legends, thank you for another awesome live, you absolute bloody legends. I am out of here. Got a big day tomorrow. Watch this space, mofos. And yeah, might I add that no one has picked where I'm going tomorrow in the chat. So that's even better. So yeah, tomorrow, watch this space. Ramadama Ding Dong, Akfe, Everk, Rike, Untk, Adk, 8Ks. And then I'll just go in and say Dalabank, Alabank, Billaby, Wallaban, Yillabu, Ullabu, Alaba, Dalaba, Bellabest, Alaban, Dalabank, Yillabu, Wallaban, Hunter, and Palabar, Celaban. Yillabu, Ullabu, Alaba, Dalaba, Bellabest. Both. There you go. Both fucking jail lingos spoken in 100% fluency. Abai, Uye, One, Ibai, Ibai, Abai, Akfe, Ibai, Ose, Ardhe, A's day. No shit. When you haven't done it for that long, it's like fucking what the fuck? But still, I guess it's like, you know what I mean? It's like still saying. Rocking up to Bali, I could go, hey, siapa namamu? Nama saya Biff. Terima kasih. Oh, baik saja. Oh, terima kasih. Baik. Know what I mean? It's like riding a bike. You just never forget that shit. Let's not forget, in year 8, not forget, Indonesian was the only subject I passed. Failed English, failed maths, failed fucking social studies, failed geography, failed everything. Passed fucking Indonesian though, didn't I? Thank you, Bufafara. Alright everyone, much love, much respect. You guys are legends. And yeah, as always, don't do drugs and crime and you won't end up in prison. Watch this space tomorrow. Might get a sneaky live during the day just to give you a wonder on where I am and what I'm doing. And yeah, watch this space. This is definitely a watch this space kind of YouTube now that I have my license back. I can't even tell you guys, like, just shooting off into the stratosphere. My fucking Jeep, my fucking cheap brand ferret feed, I mean my Jeep Grand Cherokee. So my cheap brand ferret feed has wings on it at the moment, and there is no place it's scared to fly. Yeah. I wonder if my mate's still got his fucking hang glider. We could add that as wings. It'll look like it's flying. Alright, legends, we're out of here. Much love, much respect, and as always, don't do drugs and crime and you won't end up